come from. The truth is an irony, just like animal farm. Justice mean inequity. So who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Christian can say silence. Islamic leaders silence. Kings and queens silence. Traditional leaders silence. So who go say the truth? We are the workers of confuse the call. Now by area, why no better? We are the workers of confuse the call. One guy's area, why no better? Who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Oh, he need it now, see what's I see so. Now your friend on a nine come at them. Only papi obeka nice and beer. So I want one over to a two. Everybody was afraid. And when Tinan to my cottage again nine. Once my board dumping one and I. But who go tell the truth? Nanai or say me. Nanso bien person beka wasam because everybody is afraid. Anya safwe muayini. Akuku drofo nyina dalima. And who go say the truth? Obiaja konson so to grow your mansa to me be a cacobrafo. Efo anyina ye. Efo when you know yet. Na so kutrata down so be dia back or why no keke. I fene for be man mo pia for efo no cross on my mo. Hanya safwe mo ayini. Akuku trofo nyina dalima. And who go say the truth? Abaya di bote chino. Yedi bi bebo nyande bi. Kachisa would your mouth pipinuma. Would your mind never shine my preference? But who go tell the truth? TUC silence. Even journalists silence. Oh, then who go say the truth? Right is right. Wrong is wrong, no matter how you justify. You say you wanna get rid of corruption. Someone want to help you, now the person become your target. Jobless, no they mean senseless. Poverty, no they mean useless. One day, then go resist.
Hello and welcome once again to MyView show on today's Ghana News TV. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you. After a day's hard work, we need to relax and share our views on pertinent issues on our mother country, Ghana. Wherever you are watching us live on today's Ghana News TV with me, Jerome, your host. And let me equally remind you that we are also live on Switch by Satellite, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, all on today's Ghana News TV. And you can equally follow us on Twitter and TikTok, as well as podcasts on Anchor FM. My View show comes to you this and every Monday in the evening, where we share our views on pertinent issues. The National Democratic Congress, NDC, is about to hit the road once again in electing a flag bearer and parliamentary candidates for the various constituencies. What are your views and what are your stakes on those who are setting up themselves to venture into the flag bearership of the National Democratic Congress? Many names have popped up aside the popular name which is on the lips of almost every NDC member. Let us stay tuned. When we come back, we will introduce to you On this, our presidential series, one of the presidential aspirants of the National Democratic Congress. Stay tuned, and when we come back, we will take your views, you will take my view, and that of the aspirant, and together we'll make an informed decision. Good evening, and once again, and welcome to the program.
Waiting there happy for Africa. Dusty old men holding on to power, leading the people to where? The grave? Wicked criminal leaders. See them a come, them coming like an angel. But them a thief, them no say them a thief. Mr. President, you coming like a savior. But you a thief, you know say you a thief. Thief President, why you thieving so? Thief man, why you thief so? The people they must suffer, but you don't care so. Thief man, why you thief so? I see the people crying every day, yo. They want food, them can't find. I see the youth looking for a job, oh, every way, them can't find. Mr. President, him just barely food, oh. Him and the family, they no suffer, oh. Suffer, no poor man they suffer, oh. Suffer, rich man go they suffer. Suffer, no poor man they suffer, oh. Suffer, rich man they suffer, lie. See them a come, them coming like an angel. But them a thief, them no say them a thief. Mr. President, you coming like a savior. But you a thief, you know say you a thief. Thief President, why you thieving so? Thief man, why you thief so? The people they must suffer, but you don't care so. Thief man, why you thief so? Mr. President, why you dey lie so? Before election, you tell me you be angel. When you sick, you run go a London. When we sick, we die for Kolebo. Mr. President, why you wicked so? Tell me how you dey sleep at night, oh. See them a come, they coming like an angel. But them a thief, them no say them a thief. Mr. President, you coming like a savior. But you a thief, you know say you a thief. Thief President, why you thieving so? Thief man, why you thief so? The people they must suffer, but you don't care so. Thief man, why you thief so? This is Mr. Traitor, Master of sleeping. This is Mr. Traitor, Master of sleeping. Yarambarayi Fiafiwo Alakpatowo Nayeruyaya.
What a beautiful way to welcome you to my view show this evening. And it's my pleasure to introduce no other person but one of the presidential aspirants to the position of the flag bearership of the National Democratic Congress. And as we head into the presidential primaries, today's Ghana News TV brings you our special series of interaction with a presidential aspirants. And we're very privileged this evening to have on the show no other person but Mr. Ernest Kweku Kobia. I hope I have gotten his name right, but as he comes on board, he would introduce himself to us, and then we'll get to know more about him. All right, Kweku, I believe that you are most welcome to the program.
Thank you, my brother. And
wonderful.
I like your music.
Oh, that is beautiful. Yes. Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Everything about Ghana.
Sure.
Thank you.
Before we delve into our main issues, I'm sure a lot of viewers will want to find out who our special guest is this evening. So, could you just share a few words about yourself with them, and then we set off?
Okay, my name is Ernest Kwekukobia. I'm from Ashanti Mampong. Normally, I base in Accra, Weja. That's where my constituency is. And my branch is Jesus is my savior. And I'm a businessman in UK. I'm a
Okay,
developer. I make things happen. So that is Ernest for you.
wonderful. So you are based in UK into development, and you make things happen.
Yes.
Uh, I think it's a laudable profile because we believe strongly going
Yeah.
into the next millennium, we need people who have been able to build on their own so
And
that you
make
can
something.
transform those ideas into the reality on the ground in Ghana, and we will win ourselves off from this borrowing from the West or the international organizations and be able to set Ghana on the path. Wonderful. And I believe strongly that Honorable NS will be the one to lead the way. Now,
Thank you.
good. You are based in the UK, but your constituency or your branch is Jesus is my savior, right?
Yes.
Good. So, are you part and parcel of the NDC organization in the UK and or well in UK? I think there is a
No,
NDC in
yeah.
UK.
Yeah, we have East London branch. And normally I used to visit them on online Zoom and etc. And I know Brother Elijah, which is our chairman. And
Okay.
as you know, I'm a businessman, so sometimes I base most in Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now let's see. We will come into your business, but your life in UK, we see that you are into is this sanitation management and all that.
I do a lot. I
What's
do
what?
I do a lot, including underground train station, etc. As I told you earlier, I make things happen. So it's
Okay.
all about to building a new Ghana, and which is something I want to do.
Okay. And because I'm going to get a bit more closer to you, we've seen that when we look at the names and the faces that are popping up in NDC for the flag bearership, and like most of the faces are very, very familiar. Obviously, we might not know every other person. What will NS bring forth to show, or what has NS got to show his involvement and contribution to the NDC?
Okay, thank you, my brother. A lot of people ask this question, and always I say to them that sometimes it's not a people on the front we see them are the rare party members. We are behind the curtains and we work very hard for NDC to come forward. If I told you that 2020 election, I did spend on 6 hours just for vote and come back, you won't believe it because NDC for Ghana, Ghana for NDC. We brought democracy into the country. Now everyone can talk free, all thanks to NDC. So NDC is the one can bring development in Ghana. No party can do it. So it's the time for us to come forward and lift our party up to let the whole world know that NDC for Ghana, Ghana for NDC.
Wonderful. Let's take a step further again.
No problem.
Yeah, as we sit here, we're all looking at NDC and MPP running the country, at least a maximum 8 years for NDC, 8 years for MPP. Those are the two major political parties. Essentially, what makes NDC a better alternative than the MPP?
Okay, when you look at things, from since we have proper democracy from my old father, Chairman Lawrence, NDC we have done well. in the country if Ghanaians will tell the truth. Sometimes Ghanaians we give a chance for people to come and try, and now we all know that the people we believe and the people everybody think they can do the job, they are the one they fail more than anything else. Now NDC is coming up a young man and Kobia at the age of 44 years. And what is in my heart is to build a new Ghana for us to have somewhere to live, not to go and borrow, not to rely on somebody. If these guys can do it, or if I can do it for myself, why Ghana we can't do it? We can do better than that because we have a wrong leadership. That is the reason. And at the same time, NDC are the one have to make this things happen because we build it. I don't know, sir. You've been seeing the new airport.
The
Our
Terminal
old boy
3.
did it. It's a similar like the one in Europe. So if we can do this, we can do more than that. A lot of buildings, JM did it. It's still on the village. It's still on abandon it. So we have to come forward and lift our party up.
Wonderful. We are also, NDC has put certain structures in place and people are seeing it. And will it be wrong if someone says that the direction of the country, certainly moving in the wrong direction, is the brainwork of the NDC?
No, it's not true.
Why do you think it's not true?
My brother, I'll be honest with you. In Ghana, we live in fake life. We have to stop and be honest to ourselves and move things forward. Either we like it or not, Ghana belongs to you and me. No one can fix Ghana up. A time has come for us to let everybody know that we can do it. Many people come up because they think politics is a business. Politics is not a business. There is a proper business you can do to make money more than to be a politician. But we go into the politics because we believe that we can make difference in our society. When you look at white man, a white man did a good job for his country. But when he comes to Africa, when he comes to Ghana, we work on different ways. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, we're still moving on. So in that sense, we don't want to agree that NDC laid a bad foundation, but it was a good foundation, and the MPP came on top and could not build it. Right now.
Sorry, my brother. Somebody like me, at my age, I done so many things, and coming forward as a presidential candidate, you know that NDC have did well. Yes, NDCs have did well in Africa, not only Ghana. From now, if everything come to the end, a lot of African countries will allow young people to be contest.
Yeah, that's true. You are opening an avenue for the younger ones. Even besides that, the constitution only allows people who are 40 years plus to contest as presidential or for presidency. So it's a good thing that we have younger ones who are aspiring for the highest office of our land. Now let's look at. You say you have done a lot, and that is why you are now coming to put your experience at the forefront of the entire country. I believe strongly, like many others, that we might not have realized your contribution to the total development of the country. Can you enlighten us a bit on that?
In Ghana or in UK?
Obviously, we'll be interested in your contribution in Ghana, because we'll juxtapose that with that of London or UK. But we are interested in Ghana because you are going to the voter population in Ghana where you want to lead all of them. So you should have certain things that, as you said, you rightly said, you contributed, that people will associate your name or your face with.
Okay. When you come to my constituency, I provide a lot of support for the school and some of the churches. And also, I'm someone I used to live in Volta region as well on Southton. I provide a lot of support for the primary school over there, especially where I used to live before. And when you go back to where I came, where originally born, Asante Mampong, all the widows and all the people over there, the schools, I done a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it is a good work that will speak for itself, definitely. And we hope that people will look at it from that angle and award you or reward you for all the good things you've done for them. Now, let's
Thank
move
you.
a little further. As we speak now, the only currency in vogue in Ghana are two. One, the debt exchange, and then two, the gold for oil that
Yeah.
is going on. But let's start with the debt exchange. What is your view? What's your take on the current status of the debt exchange?
To be honest, I think what Ghanaian government should do right now to make a changes on his cabinet to stop all these things people talking about. You and me know that the country is going down because of one particular person. I was talking to somebody this morning, and that person is working on Ghana Parliament. And then I said to him that if I am the leader, automatically we let Baumia go back to where he belongs, because we all know that Baumia know what to do when it comes to finance to make things stable for the country. He said to me that you are right, but the person was supporting the party and the party came to power. So no one can stop it.
Okay. Um, that's quite interesting. You say Bawumia should go back to where he comes from, that is, in controlling the finances of the country. Today, Bawumia is the head of the economic management team of the government. Why is his expertise not relevant in this direction?
Because somebody is on top of him.
No, but as the head of the economic management team, you are the leader of the economic business of the government. So it's not about that somebody being above you. That is a role you need to play. So even if you have somebody above you, what is the link? That is why you are the vice president, and that issue of the economy of the country runs directly under your care. So if you fail in that place, because by what you said, it means Bamia has failed there. If he fails there, which other finance area would you want to put him? I believe we are having a bit of a technical challenge, and my producer might have to look at it. And then we have wonderful contributions that are coming in. And when Honorable Kovia comes back, we will ask him a few questions. Becky Stowe, all the way from the UK Ireland chapter. Becky says, good evening, Dr. Jerome. Keep up with the fantastic job. Becky Stone, we are very grateful for your comments. Ahunfe Patricia. Patricia says, good evening, Doc, and your guest. Bravo for the sacrifices. Pat, we are very grateful and we appreciate your comments. Almighty Ose Superior. Also, a very good evening to you. You also saying good evening, Dr. Jerome, and your guest. Can you please ask him, one, the Constitution says you need to be 45 years and above before one can contest for president, but he is 44 years. I thought it's 40 years. I'm not very sure, but my producer will check it and then rectify it for me. But I believe it's 40 years for the presidential, and I think 18 years and above of sound mind for the parliamentary. But my producer will check that and we see. In any case, NS will have to testify to this as well. Now, two, who does he have in mind as a running mate? What is his program for the disabled? Watching from Barcelona, Spain. Also, very good evening to you. Ahunfe Patricia. Sorry, I almost gave Ahunfe Patricia to our award-winning Patience Darko. Patience says, "Good evening, watching from Hamburg, Germany. Please ask him, will he consider a woman as running mate?" But Patience, I will definitely have to do that. I will definitely have to do that when he comes back. So that is where we are on our program, My View, on today's Ghana News TV, and we have our online publication also monitoring to see how best will put us up there. My brother,
Can
you
I
are
answer,
welcome back.
can I answer the question
Yes,
about
we
the
lost you
village?
briefly, so maybe you can take it up right now.
Okay. To be honest, I, I I don't want anybody to be upset, but I'll be honest here. I'm planning to pick Volta region as my running mate, no matter how the
You are
life will
planning
go.
to pick.
Somebody from Volta.
Okay.
That is my plan, and this plan has been there for 5 years. That if God help me out to become a president or flag bearer on the NDC, I will pick somebody from Volta region.
Can you give specifically two reasons why you think your running mate should come from the Volta region?
My reason is this. After our father Lawrence left, the treatment on my family, which is NDC, towards that place, I'm not quite happy with that. So I personally believe that someone should come from there so that we can secure NDC to growing up. That is my own view, but it could be I'm wrong. The listeners supposed to forgive me, but that is what I planned in my head for so many years.
But if you want to be a presidential candidate and you are not willing to stick to the truth, which will hurt certain people, then you might run into difficulties. Or what do you think?
No,
Okay,
that is the decision I made. That
good.
is the decision I made,
So
and
the
yeah,
decision that you make might be very unpopular. And in that sense, it will hurt some people. And that's what I'm asking.
it's not gonna hurt anyone because if you're a manager or you're a director or you're a leader, your yes supposed to be yes. You don't need to be scared of anybody. Anyway, it's not everyone will be happy with your decision, but it's your bold decision, and that is it. And that is why I
Wonderful.
made my mind up. If I told you today, I have somebody in mind, or I know this person, I'm just lying to you. But as soon as God give me NDC to be leader, I'll get somebody from there.
Wonderful. A good aspiration to the people of Volta region. Definitely, the Volta region has paid its dues for the National Democratic Congress, and if you have a running mate from Volta region, they deserve to have that. Can we come back to this issue of debt exchange? What took us to this point that the government has to implement debt exchange?
It's about management. That is the whole story. I would say it's about management because if the team leader is bad, everything will be bad. What Ghanaians we all need to realize that we the country belongs to us. It's not someone who can able to present himself right, and then that person we have to give the power to him. I can do better, you can do better. How to build up a company? It's not only one person have a company. Have to come up from many people, and everybody practice what you know best. But when you go back to my country, Ghana, where I came from, it's not like that. Things doesn't work that way. There is a certain people in Ghana can make this thing happen. All this economic crisis where we are at the moment, if the leader come forward and say, I'm tired, I need a hand, Trust me, my brother. You can give him a hand. I can give him a hand. And then we just wake up. So, long
Wonderful.
story short, is bad leadership and bad management. That is why we're facing all this trouble for. When you come back to UK, I'm gonna give a little bit of explanation because I told you that I'm a developer, make things happen. They know from 2013 that something is coming up and a lot of people are gonna go into trouble. So they decided that they're going to put a lot of money inside lending to develop. They start 2016. I benefit from it. That is the truth. But this program is very well for everybody. So why we can't do the same? Why we are not building a new Accra? So people can get work to do. Because the more they have a work to do, everybody gonna pay tax. And the country is gonna grow up. Now we can sit down and call Dr. Baumia. He will give you all the explanations. You call Nanado, Nanado will give you all explanations, but the things is not working. The things they put in is not working. So we need the leadership can able to build up the nation for us. In next 100 years, all this story is gonna go. Are we gonna sit down like that and wait for them? When they're gone, we're still gonna continue like that. We need to put a stop on it. Maybe
Okay.
I'm not good enough on financial. I'm not good enough in building, but some other place I'm very good at it.
Wonderful. Um, let's still look at the economy of the country. What is your view about Ghana's involvement in bilateral agreements? I believe strongly you want to go and lead the National Democratic Congress,
Yeah.
and with the people, with the support of the people of the country, NDC forms the next government come 2025. By now, you should have abreast yourself with all our bilateral relationships, our bilateral agreements. What is your view on Ghana's bilateral agreements generally?
My view is things is not working the way it's supposed to work. But as for my party NDC, if we come to power today, or if we are there, we're gonna put things in place, and all this nightmare is gonna be cut off. I don't want to go too much details about this because my financial advisor is not here. If his son is here, he's gonna give more explanation where we put in place. As you know that I'm a businessman, I got people, which is we've been working together for 5 years and planning all this agenda for new Ghana to come. I am in charge of. I am the boss. I am the boss, but I got people doing the work under me. So if it's all right for you, we can able to put some on the next appointment you give it to me, and then some can make things clear for you, and you know that NDC is ready to sort the problem for Ghana.
Okay. So you're putting a team in place already. So you have your
Yeah,
advisor on finance. That is good. That's a good
yeah.
step. But I'm
If
just
you if you give me opportunity,
okay. I hope my producer is listening. It all depends on my producer. But I'm more worried. I'm more worried about Ghana's bilateral relations or bilateral agreements that we go into. It is not. It seems not to be helping the country. We continuously borrow and come and use it for consumption and come and use it for infrastructure and all that.
I will
Why
be
can't we generate? What are the
I will,
possible means?
I will be honest with you here. The problem we have in Ghana is not only Ghana, it's all the African countries. But I don't know why they believe that, sorry, my word, when they come and borrow money from the white people, they can able to survive and at the same time steal the money and bring it back here.
Who steals the money? Who steals the money to bring back here?
Sorry about that. Those who borrowing the money.
Those who borrow the money, they steal the
Yes.
money and bring it back to the white
Yes.
man's land.
Yes. That's why we are today.
Yeah, okay.
Because end of the day, building a country up is not a rocket science. Even somebody can build a jet to go to space. They're planning to develop there. Why we are not planning to develop our own country? Why I have to come to you and say to you that, can you borrow me money? I will do this, I will do this. And they divided the money into three and use small one to start the project. And after 8 years, the project is not continuing. It's not nice. That's why I did say to you on earlier, we need to be rare people. We have to be stopped to be fake people. End of the day, I got 3 children. I give them all houses. But when the time comes, when I die, I'm not taking anything with me. So why do we have to borrow? If we have only cassava in our country, we can eat the cassava and survive. It's no point for me to come and borrow money and use it to buy a car and bring it to Ghana.
Okay. There's the one. Let's look at some local issues that brought probably the MPP to power in 2016. While the NDC was going on with a constitutional imperative where we have progressively free education, and the NDC has started that implementation. The MPP went ahead to tell Ghanaians that they were going to implement free senior high school education. And everybody bought into it, and that brought MPP to power. From where you sit, how do you criticize this current free senior high school system that is being run? Because should you become the presidential candidate and eventually the president of the country, we will definitely have a view on it. What is your stake?
To be honest, on 2019, when I was in Ghana, I spoke to one of my branch woman organizer. We was talking about this free education, and then I said to him that they said to get the vote, but it's not gonna last for long because they did not put things in place. So it's like now I got the car, and the car I have a little bit of petrol. Because of I want to drive the car, I'll tell you, oh my brother, I really need to drive this car. Oh, you tell me that there is no petrol in the car. And I say, I still want to take it because I want to come to power. And you tell me, take it. As soon as I move the car stop. What is the point of it? There is no point. Free education was very good, which is been there long time ago. Not MPP government was the one brought it to Ghanaians. Was not all over the country, but they make it look like they bring in something different. Now, too many people is complaining on the country that if they pay the school fees, it's better for them. Now, we all know we got the men to do the job. We will give you free education. We all know where we are now. So I don't need to tell you that the free education is going to be end like that. It's going to be like this. It's going to be like that. But the plan was bad.
So what's your position on it?
My position on it is I got ideas that there is a lot of the oil and the gold and etc. we give it to people because we need money from them. If the law permitted me, I will cancel a lot of them, because there is no point for me to sold my country to somebody and I sit down home whereby my children is crying for food, and all the time I'll come to you because you can help me out to steal. No, I'll put a stop on it so I can get money to provide for my children. If the free education have to go on, I have to put proper structure for them to last forever. Because when you come to England, they have it. But at the same time, they have a specific things inside a mother and a father have to pay.
Okay. Now, there's another thing I want us to look at. Apart from the free senior high schools program, there's another headache that is on the bottleneck of the people of Ghana as we speak now, where we do not know the position of the government. The president, in his private conversation with God, promised to build him a cathedral should he win the national elections. He did. And now he's working on the national cathedral and he's using the taxpayers' money. What is your position?
To be honest with you, there is a lot of things Ghanaians need to stand for their right. Ghana is a big country, and Ghanaian people are very good on that continent of Africa. We need to stop living the fake life. Your children did not have a food to eat. Your children travel to other countries. Some people die on the road. And you come up and tell us that you want to build a country. Who sent you? Who tell you to do it? They don't need to take us. We are fools. It doesn't work that way. I can promise God that if I come to Europe, I will do this, I will do that, I will do that. But when you come to Europe, you see the situation, and then you still go ahead and say that I'm going to put my head in the fire. It's not, God is not going to listen to you. It's not nice. Those houses, he destroyed all of them. Put some people in the water. What sense does this thing make? That's why I don't like old leadership. Because the things they are doing is not helping me. It's not helping you. 500 years later, if we are not careful, our children is still going to cry like that. Why we are not putting stop on it? Ghana, there is too many churches over there. Why do we need another cathedral?
Wonderful. Sweetheart Jessica says I should ask you a very simple question. Jessica says that he says that don't you think that you are making the biggest mistake of your life? Because where we are now, we are very serious. So instead of wasting your money, don't you think it's better to use that money to support the NDC to win power? You are Ernest, you are not in the place for now. You're near bread, pa. So that's the contribution of Jessica.
Yeah,
And
tell she that thanks his contribution, but the truth is a journey of 1,000 miles starts one day.
sure.
So if I did not start today and we did not put things in place, we cannot keep continuing suffer. The things is too much for us. A lot of countries building up. When you look at Dubai history, when you look at China history, it's not that long. They just made the decision to change. When you sit on the public, we all know that JM is a favorite, but when we go on, it's a football. When we go on the grounds, and then we know who is the stronger and who can win. So tell her that I'm not wasting my money. And if I'm wasting my money for my NDC, I'm happy with that. because I know the decision, I know the implication that if you go on vetting, they accept you, they did not accept you, you're still gonna lose your money. I know, and I'm happy for me to lose my money and save my country and save my party NDC than anything else. And I'm
Okay.
not I'm not worried about it in just a second.
Yeah. Let me bring you down to there's another question from Ima, but there is a very similar question from Jessica, where Ose Superior is asking your stake on the amount that the party is asking for as filing fees.
Please,
What's your position?
can you repeat the question again, please?
Your position on the amount the party is asking for as filing fees. He's asking you, the party is asking for 50,000 as the nomination fee and
Yeah,
asking
and
for
then
is it
500,000.
500,000 as the filing fee. What's your position on this?
To be honest with you, I will be honest. If they double amount, I'm still gonna pay it because I
No,
made
we are
my
not
mind up.
asking whether they double the amount you will pay or not. From where you sit, as a member of a socialist party, and looking at the amount that the party is asking for, it's more or less bringing a class system into your political party, which means only a certain class of people. It's not about what you have, it's not about your qualification, it's about you being able to generate that money. So you can have all the good ideas, but you not have the position to lead the party. Do you share the same view?
To be honest with you, if you remember last 4 years, it's the same amount the party leaders brought it forward. I think it's a little bit up than this one. But as for me, if you want to be a president or you want to be leading a largest party on NDC, it's not like they try to put some people down or some not to come forward. Because if you really plan for it, like as I'm sitting down here, you are not supposed to be worried to come forward. And if you remember what Asiedun Ketia said, wherever you are, if you are Germany, Holland, UK, US, and you think that you're an NDC member and you have the money, you can come forward and pick it up. But as for me, I will tell you that if I'm general, what I will do is I will let too many people to come forward and pick up the forms. Because the country needs to be safe. We have to build the country for future. Not the money, but we all need to think about Ghana now.
Okay. Let me bring in Ima the Heavens. The Heavens has a question here for you. He says, "Good evening to you, Dr. Kpan, and your guest. Can you please ask your guest how he hopes to solve the current situation of the ongoing bill in the ongoing bill program, which is a bilateral IMF conditionality slapped on Ghana as it is with many other countries around the globe? Are you for the bill or against it? What do you think are some of the consequences of this bill in the programs?" I believe strongly we are again having an internet connectivity problem, and I'm pretty sure that it will be resolved shortly. When Honorable comes back, he will tell us how he will give us his position on this bill, and I hope Emma will have patience to wait for the answer. Whilst we're waiting for um, Honorable to get back, we have a few comments from our viewers, and I think it's good that we read them out whilst we wait for him. Starting with Ahunfe Patricia. Patricia says, "I think I don't like your oath. uh,
Lost you on the middle.
okay.
I did lost you on the middle.
Yeah.
You're
Now
using
you
the
are
mobile
back.
connection with the laptop, so I think that
Yeah,
was.
that is not. It usually happens, you know. Once you are not stable, there are fluctuations, and I hope our viewers will pardon us with that, and then we go on.
Yeah,
So,
they already forgive us. So don't worry.
yeah, sure. Yeah, Ima's concern was about the IMF conditionality that has been slapped on Ghana, the current bill going on. You know, we have this debt exchange and all those things. Now, she is asking you, are you against the bill or not? And what do you think are some of the consequences of this bill in the programs?
To be honest, is the things we have from IMF. As for me, we don't need to go with that. And the reason I'm saying that is, I see how we create a work in Europe here so that we can stop going on IMF and etc. But over there, we cannot create it. We cannot do something. We don't have a people to sit down and said, let's do this. For the past 10 years or 20 years, our people will have a job to do so that the money can be circled around. We are not doing that. So all the time we go to IMF, we borrow the money, we waste the money, and then another government come up, go back again. It's not nice. And I'm not blaming the IMF because it's our leaders are the one go down there and ask them to help, whereby we can help ourselves.
Okay. Let me. Oh, Rose, Rose, now, Rose, you are here. Okay, we are good that you are part of the show this evening. You saying that going to the IMF is not helpful to the country, and I quite share the same sentiments with you. What are the other things that you believe we can do as a country that will prevent us from going to the IMF?
Okay, for me, we need to start something. Some of other European countries, when you grow up and you get to 18 years, you need to serve military. Before you will come out from the military, you already have a job to do because you can be educated, I cannot. Other person can be disabled, other person can be that. But we need to work on this to create something for them to do so that we can able to survive on the country. On me personally, we need to start making a sewage system in Ghana. Create a proper construction work. We can do it maybe 15 years, 20 years. So all these things can stop. We have a food. It's not by force that we always need to buy rice from India. When you go to North, what we need is, the Weja Dam. We can able to make underground big tanks, and then we start supplying the water to North, so we can generate our own rice, and we can start selling it. What Ghana we need at the moment is we need a practical person can make things happen. Because
That,
when the
that
things happen,
that's a wonderful idea to transport water from Weja in Accra to the north for farming activities. Are you aware of the via irrigation or the tunnel irrigation project?
yeah, yeah, I am.
You are aware of them.
Yeah.
So wouldn't it be more economical if you have to rather use that water from tunnel or via and around the entire northern belt rather than moving from Weja to the north?
We need to support the one over there. Weja Dam, if we build it properly, can supply the whole of Ghana without crying for water. As our chairman Rollins did it years ago, give us every village electricity. If we put things in place, we can do the same thing And when we have water across all over the country, Ghana, even anywhere you put the rice there, so far as there is a water, there is a something there. Few days later, you will see that it starts coming up. When we stop buying things from other countries, when we stop relying on other countries, we're going to be better off. We're just at 35 million. We are not much. We need to make things happen.
Wonderful. Shelter Ajua says she's watching us live, and we are grateful that she has joined the program this evening. There is another. Okay. Yambore says, please, I would like to know if he becomes the president of our country, our country, what will he do differently in our education system when it comes to free senior high school? What will you do differently?
Okay. On earnest, I decided to make education to go out from the government, because it's got nothing to do with government. Government have to make sure that he supply and appoint the right people have education knowledge to manage Ghana education system. When you look at the police in Ghana, sorry, I'm just turning it around. When you look at the police in Ghana, if Ghanaian government stay out from the police, don't have any connection with the police, Ghana will do very well in the country. But because of NS is a president, NS is my friend. So when NS crossed the traffic light, because his brother is in parliament, so he can make a phone call, and then we have to release NS. But what NS did is wrong. What NS did is wrong. So if you are in charge of the police and you got nothing to do with NDC government, and NS make a mistake, you have to find me. If I decided to go to jail, you have to pick me there, because I committed the law. And the law, the police are the one doing it. So as for me, I decided that if God permitted me, all those kind of settings, I will let their own management, got nothing to do with the government. And there is no influence on anywhere. My job is to make sure that the country is developed. I'm not a teacher, and I'm not a policeman. I'm not a soldier or a pilot. We need to give people opportunity to do something so the country can benefit from it.
Okay. I will pay, Jessica not go away, but I will pick, before I pick Jessica's question once again. I also have a concern about our educational system. It looks like our current educational system is not helping us to think outside the box. We are just straightforward in what is in the book, and you don't even have what it takes to question what is in the book. Do you think it's still right in this 21st century?
No, it's not. It's not. When you look the previous, when I was speaking to you, what Ghana we need, I'll be friendly that Ghana need to let all these things go on people who can manage it. Government need to stay out clear from it, and we need to give the power to them so they can able to force the government to do the proper thing on the country.
Okay. Yeah. Jessica's okay. Okay, we'll come to Superior. There is an issue coming all the way from Tatale Sakina Information Center. There's a question. I hope my producer, please kindly check for that question where it has something to do with the development of the North, and then bring it up so that I can have it for my guests to answer. But Jessica says, kindly ask your guests. Okay, Nana Tefremu. Nana, very good evening to you and to your people who are listening to us live on Sakina FM in Tatale Northern Region. Nana says, watching from Tatale Northern region, what is your program to develop Northern Ghana? He's asking you, what programs do you have for the development of Northern Ghana?
A lot. I go a lot over there, and I'm sorry to say that all my campaign team, I will say to you that a lot of them, that's where they are from, and it's something in my heart. The first, I know that we need a lot of farming on that area to support the country to growing up, and I'm planning to do everything I can to make sure that they live in proper facility, proper accommodation, and proper environment so that they can produce for Ghana, for all of us.
Um, there is
I have
there is
a I have a Peter Dambolo doing that job. At the moment, he's doing a presentation. He's been doing it for almost, I think, 3 months now, putting all the plans in place for North.
okay.
That's what I did came up with the rice because we was having a meeting last week and we put a lot. When you look at my manifesto, I did said that Odachi,
Yeah.
because of your future, that's why I'm coming to the politics. I'm not coming to the politics for anything. I'm just coming because Ghana need the future. A future will stop everything, and then we can live one as a one family and one Ghanaian to move further for the nation.
Oh, Auntie Becky Stone says, Dr. Jerome, I like the smile on your face. Becky, it's because of you I'm smiling. Let's let's look at one aspect. Whilst I'm still scrolling through to get some questions from our viewers, um, I have seen in your brief that you say you will develop Ghana, or that you can develop Ghana within 6 months. We are all saddled with the promise of Nana Akufo-Addo, where he says he's going to change Ghana within 18 months. Today, we've gone past half of his first term, if I may say so, and we are almost at the end. Still, they have not been able to change Ghana even by 1%. Do you think it's possible to really change Ghana within 6 months?
Okay, thank you so much. Anyway, your line was breaking up, but the little one I have, I will talk on it.
Okay.
No, the problem we have in Ghana is we did put our trust to the people. We think that they can do the job. What Ghana need now, Ghana need a practical leader. A leader can make something happen. If I did said I will deliver or I will let everybody know within 6 months that Ghana is changing, yes, I can do that. Not from anybody help. Me and my team help. We can do that. And I put so many things in place. And I don't think my team and myself is gonna fail. I'm not enter the politics because I need something from Ghanaian or somebody promised me that I'm gonna be a president. I grew up on a poor background. If I tell you many places I live, you will never believe it. But now I'm sitting down here. I can tell you in myself that a lot of English people, a lot of people working for me. Why we have to be like that? In the land belongs to us.
Wonderful. Our strong lady, Shelter Ajua, says our country, Ghana, is in a life support. It means that we got to be serious to rescue Ghana from the current government. But unfortunately, she's asking what position you are contesting for. I have to tell her that you are a presidential aspirant, and She is actually a member of the UK and Ireland chapter. That's why I was asking you if you have any affiliation with any of the branches within the UK and Ireland chapter. And you rightly said you are part and parcel of the East London branch with Elijah as your chairman. And I'm pretty sure a lot of them will definitely take a lot of information from that angle. Mr. Dachia comes in to say that democracy is about competition, and the contestation it generates brings out ideas for development. The Kobia may not win, but I hope he brings good ideas to the table for discussion and consideration, which is very important. That is one of the greatest pillars, because these ideas, I mean, all of you, all the contestants, they have different ideas, they have different way of thinking or what could be done to rescue the country Ghana. Everybody is working for the good of the country. So even whether you win or you don't win, you bring those ideas on board for consideration. At the end of it all, in totality, this is just an internal context. In totality, we put everything together, and it is for the good of the party and the good of the entire country. So we pray that the best things will come out. There's a challenge here. Ernest, please spare us a promise of developing or changing Ghana in 6 months. Uh, Such promises are suicidal. Jessica. Oh. Uh, Superior is asking, who are his grandfathers in the NDC? Ernest, Osei Superior is asking, who are your grandfathers in the NDC? And in fact, it's this comment is a serious thing that we need to consider. His question says, who are your grandfathers in the NDC? It means that you must have a grandfather in the NDC to be able to survive. You know? And let me add this one. The first one was that you should spare us the promise of developing Ghana within 6 months. Shelter Ajua says that, do you think you can build Ghana? So we will lump these two out.
No comment.
And then let's look at your grandfathers and what is your position on the issue of grandfathers in the political dispensation. Oh, godfathers.
Yes.
Sorry. Godfathers. Sorry. Osei Superior, thank you very much. Okay. Godfathers. Yeah. Osei, I think we have a challenge here again, once again. But let's see, it will work out. Osei Superior, thank you very much. You mean godfathers? Yes. I have a problem with this issue of godfathers in our political dispensation. And it's good that they will find out from Ernest if he has godfathers in the NDC. And what is the role of these godfathers? Now, the question is, who are your godfathers
Please,
in the NDC?
I'm not gonna be answer this comment. Sorry about that.
But what it means is that you have godfathers in NDC.
Godfather. Yes.
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 Yeah, he was asking who your godfathers are. Unfortunately,
Godfather, yeah.
you are unable to mention your godfathers to us, which is understandably right. Okay. But what is your position? Is it really necessary? Should it be necessary to have a godfather in the party before you can rise up? Oh, very sorry. I'm sure my producer will check it up. Whilst my producer is checking it out, I think we still have a lot of comments, and we need to take some of them a bit, one after the other. After Albert's own, Becky Stone is asking for a question on one village, one dam. One village, one dam. And Shelter was asking a question on what the position, but that has been answered. Ahunfe Patricia, okay. Uh, Shelter says, please ask him why he didn't check his flyer before coming out. They are not NDC colors. Oh, okay. Well, I have not seen the flyer yet. We hope that he will answer it for us. Um, oh, okay. We have Mama Grace all the way from Stuttgart. You are watching us. We are very grateful you have joined us. Mama Grace equally follows our flag bearership for NDC. Oh, okay. It's in answering a question that was asked earlier. Um, Pat says his ideas are good, just that it's not enough in my opinion. Okay. Sorry. This is Emma. Emma the Heaven says, Pat, his ideas are good, just that it's not enough in my opinion. Shelter Ajua comes back once again and say, I saw his posters as presidential candidate. Is he for real? Ose Superior, um, how do we join your campaign team, especially on social media? I believe strongly we might not be. When he comes back, he might be able to answer this question. And Rose House says James contender. Oh, Shelter says he couldn't manage his flyer. Oh my God. Yeah, when you have people working for you, these things normally happen. Grace talks once again is like, I think JDM would like you to have on board than you contesting him now, my dear brother. Jessica comes back to say, what do you think about the school system of the 70s and the present day system? Jesse, let's see if we are able. Oh God, okay. It's like we have missed our Ernest, his system. They are still working on the system. If he's able to join us, we will take it up. If he is not, we just read these comments when we finish. Then we'll see what next up for all of us. Jessica comes back to say that Ernest, please spare us of a promise of developing or changing Ghana in 6 months. Please, such promises are suicidal. Oh, wow. Well, Jesse, that is your wonderful comment. I hope Ernest will listen to that. Then Osei Superior, yeah, Osei, this was your correction when you were talking about his godfathers in the NDC. Unfortunately, he wasn't in position to mention his godfathers in the NDC, but he did indicate that he has godfathers in the NDC. And my follow-up question to him would have been that, do we really need to have godfathers to be able to put our ideas on board to support the party for the benefit of the entire country? Then Strong Shelter says, please ask him why he didn't check his flyer before coming out. They are not NDC colors. Auntie Becky Stone is back. Thank you, Comrade Ernest, for putting yourself up to contest. But my advice for you is to join the campaign to win 2024 elections. Wonderful. So, beautiful comments this evening. And I think Ahunfe Patricia is back. Okay. He says, rather unfortunate he couldn't articulate his ideas well for us to relate to his intentions and his aspirations. Okay. I believe strongly Ernest will bounce back stronger in the before the nominations are opened. Shelter, once again, Shelter, we're grateful that today you're part of the show. You are a strong personality. I saw the flyers on Ghana platform. Okay. It's one of those things. Jessica is back here. I asked a question on the school system, please. Jesse, I'm not pretty sure you can will be able to have that answered for now. Yambore says, I think he should join JDM to win power so that he can learn from him and come in 2028. Yambore, we are very grateful you have joined us all the way from Takwa. Our greetings to the people of Takwa. And for those who are coming in from Sakina FM Tatali, we are grateful that you have also joined us. And for all of us who have been part and parcel of this show, it is always a great to come your way every evening on MyView show. Unfortunately, we are unable to reconnect with Ernest, but we believe strongly in our presidential series. We will come your way again with another wonderful candidate in the very near future. Whatever it is, keep the hope alive, stay tuned, keep safe, and may God bless all of us. Thank you very much for joining the program this evening, and good night to you all.
Mampam also untie so dogo binwa bem mampam also untie nani amuka nyina guna swati move swara mampam also untie move swara mampam also untie. Once upon a time, animal called Mampam. Any king where them go bring him. Mampam said that king know the force. Iga was a king. Mampam said he know the force. Elephant come. Mampam some better than you. The peaceful creature panda. Mampam said that